You knew.
It looks like space.
Very good. Very good. So in this place of space, I want you to just focus on the type of body that you have there in space. What do you notice first?
Colorful.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
Reptilian-like.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And how is it that you move from one place to another?
It's as if the molecules or the energy of it create the movement, but it's not clear how the body moves. It just floats or slinks or glides.
Very good. So I'd like for you to begin setting this body into movement, going to the place where you need to go to today for information. And as you do, I'd like for you to describe your journey.
The color of the body itself emanates out beyond the constricts of the body. And it's as if these colors are pulled towards something, and that's how it moves.
Notice what it's being pulled towards.
It's just an energetic field that's drawing of like color, like nature, but without a body.
Very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count from 1 to 3. When I get to number 3, you'll be at your destination. 1, 2, and 3. You're there now. What is this place?
It's like brilliant color. The sky is all these colors, and you can see the vibrational movement of the energy.
What
It
colors
feels
do you notice?
deep purples and magenta and brilliant yellow to gold. The colors kind of blur into each other and they move constantly.
Beautiful.
And it's very warm and inviting and effortless.
Very good. And this place, is it a solid place?
It doesn't appear to be,
But
it has characteristics of some type of city.
All right. So I'd like for you to advance a little bit more and see what type of city this is. What do you notice?
It's like everything that is within it brings energy to the space, and there are no boundaries between the ones giving the energy and the energy itself. Everybody gives something to it to create what is there.
And notice what you look like now in this place. Has your body changed?
It seems to be melding more from what it looked like into the multitude of colors that are emanating.
Yes.
As if putting a plug into a receptacle, you become more of what it is, and vice versa.
Very good. Very good. So let's see what this place is. I'd like for you to just look around.
a place of gathering.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Who gathers here?
It's as if it's from all areas of the universe and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
We're bringing, oh, I got it. We're bringing our energy in from all of our other experiences that individually we're having, and we are putting them all in to one basket, so to speak. We're one energetic. We're feeding what we've experienced to a greater whole, and it's quite overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more about this.
It's kind of beyond comprehension.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yes.
the love is just overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no conflict. It's everything is being fed in it, and more are coming from all different directions and plugging in also, and the intensity is that much more beautiful and more oh gosh.
Mm-hmm. How is this affecting you?
It's like my heart's gonna just, it's gold. It just bursts with this energy. It's as if I have to remember that I'm not in the body that I originated in here, because it's too much energy for that. This can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in wonderment, it's in amazement.
Yes.
And the awe with each that plugs in. There's a gratitude toward each one that plugs in for being willing to do this and to bring more to the whole of what we're doing.
Yes. This plugging in into this energy, these experiences, are they all positive or negative? What is the...
There's no, it's not seen that way. Whatever it is that's being brought is gratefully received.
Beautiful.
And accounted for and given gratitude for being willing and doing these things, because we're all coming from such different places. Oh gosh.
I want you to notice how your soul is affected by all of this.
Just gratitude, just grateful.
So now that you have this information and you have this amazing feeling in your heart, let's find out what we can do with that now. Now we have that. What can
It's
you
a
do?
connection. It's a connection. It's a connection that I'm allowed to use over and over again. But the great responsibility of bringing to the table is not to be missed. It's not as if you take from the energy and you don't give to the energy. There's like no delineation there. It all happens at once.
Yes. Yes. So I want you to take a moment now and notice how this is affecting the lifetime of Glynda.
I've been wanting to step outside of this smaller world for so long, but not until you're ready. I think you are.
Yes.
And you can take it in bites, pieces, whatever you want. When you plug in, you're bringing to, and you're absorbing more of. And it's only limited by your limitations.
Yes.
But you have a source that's clear. You can use this anytime.
So how can Glynda access this information?
Several ways. Meditation as one, because once you see it, you can't forget it.
Yes.
It's imprinted. Sleep state, to massage the area open further. Just thinking about it, letting it wash over, the feeling of it. It's there. It's always there. And just let it draw. Just let your energy emanate out, and you will start to draw right toward that energy, just like you're seeing it right now. It can be done at any time.
So I'd like to hone in on the second thing that you said about the sleep state. There has been a time in which Glynda's soul has been in a lucid dream with the Elder Council. And since she's been there before, I'd like to take this soul back to that moment. And let's find out a little bit more about the teacher that was there and that message that was given to her. I'm going to count from 1 to 3. And I want this soul to go back to that Elder Council. 1, moving forward. 2, and 3. You're there now. What do you notice?
They're cheering.
They're cheering.
Yeah.
Okay, you've returned.
Just cheering energetically.
So now that you're there, I'd like for you to just focus in on these elders. Who are they?
Energy beings. They're trying to help me to widen my perspective and my energetic. We had these agreements, and I'm just so glad that they're back.
So
or I'm back.
Yes, let's find out what those agreements are. I'd like for you to focus on the moment in which you made those agreements.
They recognize there's turmoil.
Turmoil.
In this place that we're existing in right now. And they want to infuse more toward the goal of elevating.
Yes.
And they're offering tools basically so they don't fry me, because they're beyond anything that I could easily perceive. And each time I work with these, and the boxes make more sense, I have more access to them and their feedback.
All right, so let's focus on one of these boxes now, one that you can handle at this moment.
Okay.
Tell me what the box looks like.
This one is a little deeper than the first one that I opened in the dream state.
Yes.
I'm lifting it out. It is a matte black material on the exterior of the box, and it's housing something, and it's opening now, and it's like a bright yellow star.
Nice.
And it's rising up, and it emanates out from it brilliant light. And I just want to cup my hands beneath it and just let it float above my hands.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what happens when you do that.
We're exchanging energy.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel the energy of the star, but I have like energy emanating back toward the star where it's communicating something. I don't know what.
So, a silly question. Do you know this star?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how. I know that when I do the energetic work at night with Bodhi,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been using the light cylinders, there are times where I just wanted to have a star in each palm instead.
Yes.
And now I get to really see what she looks like.
Mm-hmm. So I'd like for you to connect with this star telepathically. What message does the star give you?
Just to work with. And when I say work, I don't mean work. Just to be. Just to be right there doing just that.
Yes.
The exchange of energy. There's nothing to do
Mm-hmm.
but be.
Beautiful. How does that feel, that message?
Full. It feels full.
Beautiful.
Like it fills my heart, like it overlays my heart. Yeah, there's definitely a connection there. Can't tell if it's giving to my heart or my heart's giving to it, or
Mm-hmm.
it's
So let's find out a little bit about this star and see if you had an agreement that you made with this star. I'm going to count from 1 to 3, and let's follow this and see what that star and you have in common. 1, 2, and 3. What's the first thing you notice?
that it makes me more weightless.
Mm-hmm.
That it elevates somehow.
Yes.
I know she's communicating to me, and I don't know that I'm light enough yet to understand her communication.
So I'd like for you to communicate with the words of emotion. What emotions do you feel when she communicates?
Just warm, loving, expansiveness.
Yes, keep going. Mm-hmm.
It's beyond emotion. There is no emotion to it. It's just full.
Beautiful. That's it. Very good. Is there anything else that the star needs to convey to you today?
That she's available for visitation any time.
Wonderful. How is it that you can use the energy of the star without being in a lucid dream or in hypnosis?
Carry her in my heart.
Beautiful. So go
Emanate
ahead.
her outwardly. I can do this when I'm walking. I can do this. It is awe-inspiring energy. It is just awe-inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
I'll learn how to walk with her. I walk my dog all the time, and sometimes I've seen her before I know where she's from now.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time when I was running down the road, and the sun was setting, and it was this brilliant yellow light, and this is in a total waking state. My dog was running in front of me, and I could see the outline of her ears and her head, and beyond it there was a golden field of, and this is just down the street from me because I live in a forest. And as the sun was setting through that, it almost took away my vision into a golden light. And I just knew, I just said, I'll never forget this. When I leave this body and pass on from this life, I could be running like this as I depart easily. And there she is.
Wonderful.
Oh gosh, that's beautiful stuff.
Wonderful. Are we done with this start now at this time?
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So I'd like for you to bid goodbye to her. And we're going to go back to those boxes once again. I'm going to count backwards now from 3 to 1. When I get to number 1, you'll be in the next box.
Oh boy.
3, 2, and 1.
Okay. I'm lifting out a smaller, more cubical, but still the same matte black. And it is green blue. It's like a planet. It's like Earth, but small. Again, it could fit in well. It could fit into my palm, my hand, but it seems to be expanding now.
Yes.
It's very different from the star.
Yes. What's
It's
the difference?
cool. Yes. The colors are greens, blues. It's wet. It's very liquid. Cool energy.
Yes. And
calming.
Yes. How does that affect you?
It brings me more to a calm, quiet, less expansive in the way that I knew before moments ago. I'm observing it. I'm observing it.
What is your role with this planet?
Oh, I have great compassion for it. Like a wave of compassion just comes over me when I look at her. She needs help.
Yes. Tell me more about this planet that you're holding.
I'm back away from it now. She's much larger. I'm observing her, and she needs compassion.
What is this planet? What is it called?
I want to say Earth, but there's an overlay of another planet in similar circumstance to her. And there's distress. And I can feel it in every cell of my body. It's like vibrating.
So I'd like for you to hone in on this distress signal. What is it that it's saying to you?
That the time is short. We need to assist her.
What is it about time? Why does she need assistance so quickly?
The inhabitants are not treating her right. They're taking everything from and giving nothing to. And she gives everything, but they're taking too much. And these two sister planets, as much as I can tell, they look very similar, but they're having the same distress, or they're not having it, they're emanating the same distress signal for assistance, and we need to come from all sides, and we need to assist, and we need to feed the energy into the stores of energy that are within. And we need to do this.
So notice who we are. Who are those that are assisting this planet?
All the light workers. And there are so many different persuasions. It's not worth trying to see how different we all are, but to know we have a common ability to transfer this energy that she requires, that they require. The sisters require this.
Yes.
And we can do that.
How is it that the light workers can assist these planets, these sister planets?
Just draw the energy down. By down, I mean through the upper crown chakra. Down through. Feel the sense of strength in the heart energy as each chakra lights up, and send it. Shoot it out through your palm, through third eye, upper crown chakra, heart, throat center. And just send it straight through to the center. And don't choose any outcome, any thought, just this light. Just send it. There's a corresponding part within each one of these planets, and they can accept it. And we can do it as often as we're guided to do it.
Notice what happens to the planet when you send this light.
More life. The heart center is accepting it, and it emanates out from the center of the planet through all other every aspect of the planet, then can emanate it outward. It's healing to it. It's healing to the things that live on it, that are grown through it. We're better for it. They're better for it. We've got to wake up.
So I'd like for you to connect with these two sister planets. Are they both visible?
To my eye, yes. Energetically, yes.
Do they have names, these planets?
I think one of them's Gaia.
And who's the other planet?
Sante? That's what I get.
Sante?
Yes.
These planets, are they similar?
They have corresponding similarities.
Yes.
They support life. One is recognizable and one I don't recognize, but they have similar colors to their the blue and the green.
Yes. So once all of the inhabitants, all of the light workers begin to send these planets all of this light, what happens?
They light up. They feed more energy to everything that's part of the planet, and now it goes beyond the planet. And that energy then starts going out further to other planets, and their energetics that are being fed can now reach further toward these two sister planets. their light was getting so dim they couldn't reach out to the help from other planets.
I see. Very good. Very good. So why is it that these two planets were hidden in this box?
I separated myself from them
Mm-hmm.
by a lack of expansiveness to make the connection and the contact.
Mm-hmm.
And this was one of those that came back to say, don't forget us, we need you, and we need your help.
Very good. Very good. Is there anything else that this soul can do to assist the planet?
I think that's all for now.
Mm-hmm. Very
Just
good.
smile when you see me.
Very
That's what
good.
she's saying.
Very good. So whenever Glynda is walking in the forest and she looks at the trees and nature around,
Oh, yeah.
just smile.
And they're lighting up, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good. Is there anything else that these sister planets would like to convey at this time?
Gratitude.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Very good. So now, I'd like for you to go ahead and let's disconnect from the planet at this time, knowing that we've been able to assist for this moment in time. And I'm going to count from 3 to 1. When I get to number 1, you'll get to the next box that you need to open. 3, 2, and 1.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is a flat box.
Mm-hmm.
Very flat. As I open it, there's a liquid in the box. It is orange, golden orange, and it's liquid. And it takes the shape of the box inside.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost jelly-like liquid.
What is this liquid?
I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing I've seen before. I think it has a life.
Mm-hmm. So you can either put your hand into that liquid and connect with it, or just communicate telepathically. What is this liquid?
I'm trying to make sure it's okay if I do reach in and touch it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be invasive.
Ask for permission.
It's a little shy, but it's willing.
Yes.
I have to calm my energy down from the last situation before I engage.
Very good. So just take a very deep breath in. Breathe it in. And just release very slowly. Very slowly, calming the energy. That's it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can hear the ring of its energy. And I'm going to use both hands and gently scoop it as if I'm gently picking up. And as I do, she kind of slips through my fingers.
Mm-hmm.
But she stays near. I know she's looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
She's examining me as much probably as I am her. Her examination is more curiosity of why I want to know her,
Mm-hmm.
what my purpose is for coming in contact with her, but she's gentle. She's very gentle and she's very sweet and timid.
Ask her what she is.
What are you, little thing? She's sort of amoeba-like.
Mm-hmm.
She is one of many like her, but she's slipping through the energetic fields, and she's playful.
Ask her why it is important for you to get to know her today.
Just to help me, I think, to not forget what it feels like to be a part of this.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to work so hard. And this is how you just be.
Yes.
Without a purpose. You just be.
Mm-hmm. So notice what you're learning from this experience.
It calms me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel more rested around it. Just to float.
Mm-hmm. So how can we take this experience into Glynda's life to where she'll just be calm, rested, floating through life?
I just have to remember her. Sense her energy.
Mm-hmm.
Recognize the like in me. And float.
Beautiful. Very good. Is there anything else that she would like to say to you?
She's just smiling in her little amoeba way.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So if that's all that we have to understand at this time, let's begin to release that, closing that box down. And I want you to notice if there are any boxes left.
There's thousands of them.
Are there any others that kind of pique your interest?
There's a little one that's kind of climbing out.
Yes.
It's green.
Mm-hmm.
It's very vivid. Chartreuse green, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Very lime, very vivid. And it's just going to observe. And there's nothing. I can come back to this any time.
Yes.
Kind of like a preview of things to come, sort of.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I got a vibrational drive through from one ear to the other in through my brain.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was that.
Okay, very good. So what do you take from this box?
I don't know. It's doing something.
Mm-hmm.
That from the left to the right ear internal through my brain, it did something. I don't know what it is, but I'll know in the future.
Very good. Very good.
Okay.
So are you satisfied with the boxes today?
Yes.
Very
yes,
good.
it's a lot.
It's a lot. So what we're going to do is we're now going to go into a different place, into that white room with the cylinder. I'm going to count from 3 to 1. When I get to number 1, you'll be in that room. This time you'll experience it with a lot more understanding. 3, 2, and 1. Where are you?
I'm inside the white room.
Mm-hmm.
And as I look over at the ones who are in the robed space, when I first encountered this room, I can look at them now. I am lighter.
Mm-hmm.
I am not looking to see their form. That's unimportant. But I sense a greater ability to collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
And I have immense gratitude for the generator that's at the other end of the room.
Mm-hmm. So now that you're in that room, I'd like for you to just describe that generator for me. What does it look like?
It's about 2 feet. It's cylindrical. It's enclosed all the way around. It's like a lacquer finished. The color is white with a little bit of ivory. So it stands out from the white room just a little bit in terms of color.
Yes.
There is brilliant chrome or silver hardware that goes around each end of the cylinder, and it's connected by some type of rivet that looks around and goes all the way around. There's many of them, dots of them, that go around to connect the silver to the ivory cylinder.
Mm-hmm. And
It
is the cylinder open in any way?
It's not. It doesn't need to be. It generates from a completely different place. I can see the inside of it now.
Mm-hmm. Tell me
It
about it.
is a different stratosphere, hemisphere, portal. It's a portal. It's a portal
Oh, very good.
into a completely different space. And so when I set my intention to generate it, I want to be more careful about what I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
because it is, if I went into it, it would be like nothing I've ever experienced or seen before. It is vast.
Mm-hmm. So I'd like for you to ask these beings that are in the room with you, what is the purpose of you being brought to this room again today? What do you need to know about this cylinder?
It's more than what it appears to be.
Mm-hmm.
That if I choose to use it just as a generator, I am welcome to. I am being given the opportunity to go further into it
Mm-hmm.
at will.
Very good. So I'd like to ask the soul if it is willing to take the journey now into that cylinder.
We can go.
Very good. So this time I'm going to count from 1 to 3. With each number, I want you to just allow your soul to go where it needs to go. 1, 2, and 3. What are you experiencing?
Weightlessness.
Mm-hmm. Where are you?
I'm in a space with many what appear to be either stars or planets or both, but many.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the space that I'm accustomed to seeing, we have planets spread out and sprinkling of stars.
Mm-hmm.
This is almost more stars and planets than space.
Yes.
And they're suspended and perfectly spaced as they need to be.
Yes.
And the vibration's different.
So allow your soul to just travel through this space and see what piques your interest here? What do you notice?
They're looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that, I got it again. I got the buzz from one ear to the next ear through my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Only it wasn't the green, it was whatever is out here.
Identify what that is. Find the origin of that.
It moves around.
Mm-hmm.
It is like a flash of flat light that buzzes through, and it lives here.
Mm-hmm.
And it moves from place to place to place. And it has a purpose of an energetic that I can't, of my small mind, understand, but it's infusing, it's feeding, and it's connecting.
Mm-hmm.
Is the closest thing I could get, but it's like a silver white light.
Mm-hmm.
And it has the ability to go into and out of anything as that flat razor-like white light. And it has a zzz to it when it goes through.
So this flat razor-like light that's going through, does it have any information with it?
It's doing something.
Let's find out what it's doing. I'd like for you to just freeze frame it.
Okay.
And as it begins to move, you could identify it a little bit easier.
I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it going through me.
Yes, freeze frame it. See what happens.
It doesn't want to stay there very long. It's only supposed to go through quickly.
Mm-hmm. For what reason?
Because it could fry me.
So it is this type of energy?
Yes, it appears to be an energy. It's correcting something.
Identify what it is that it's correcting.
My density.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's trying to help me to... No, it's not doing that. It's correcting some issues.
Mm-hmm.
And it's connected to my neck also. The correction
Yes.
originates in my brain, but it's connected to my neck. Mm-hmm. And the back of my neck, the front, as it goes diagonally from my left ear down to the center part of my neck.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to identify if this is what's causing that chronic pain on the left side.
I'm not sure if it's creating it or it's attempting to correct it.
Ask it.
It may have created some of it through what it was doing, and it appears to be trying to balance that now.
Very good.
And correct it.
So I'd like for you to officially request that it be corrected. Mm-hmm. What are you sensing?
It slowed it down. It's allowing it to be there.
Very good.
It's calming the vibrational tract along that meridian. And I'll need to work with it more in the future.
Very good. So let's do something while that energy is there. I'd like for you to connect with a light that represents healing for that space. What color is that light?
It's like a diamond. It has all the colors in it.
Very good. So I'm going to strike a tuning fork, and I'd like for you to see that light beginning to heal that area. And tell me what's happening.
I'm opening to all of that that emanates, allowing it in. It's going all the way down my spine, up into my brain, the entire left side. Accepts it. My neck accepts it. My sinuses are resisting it, but they're going to go. Okay, yes.
Very good. So tell me what happens next with that energy.
I think it's infusing with me, where I would have expected it to exit. I think it's infusing. I'll take it.
What will this energy provide you? I'd like for you to ask.
It's clear. It's strengthening and buffering what would have been raw nerves are now like encased in this energy, which is why it's infusing.
Very good. Tell me when that's done.
Okay. I think it's going to live with me.
Very good. Very good. Do you accept that?
I do.
Very good.
Gratefully.
So let's find out if there's anything else that you need to know from this space where all of those planets and stars are.
Certainly more relaxed and able to see.
So tell me what it is that you're experiencing.
Connectedness to another space and time. There seems to be a gratitude coming from that space, the space that I'm in right now.
Yes.
Regarding the two sister planets and helping them to become more a part of that world.
What connection do those two sister planets have with the space that you are now?
They will eventually be there. They will be a part of this.
Yes. And of the inhabitants that are on those planets, how will they notice that they're in a different space?
Those that are audio will hear it vibrationally. Some who will connect third eye will see the jewel and express through that portal. There will be a separating out between those who they're not ready.
So I'd like for you to go deeper now. I'm going to count from 3 to 1 as you go deeper to get the information about this separation. 3, 2, and 1. Tell me about this separation.
It's time.
What's happening?
Some are hurtling backward in time. The density is getting so dense. They've cut themselves off. They're not ready.
How does one cut themselves off?
They refuse the light. They refuse to see it. They refuse the beauty of collaborative discourse, I guess.
Yes.
The density is just so thick, so heavy, and sad, but necessary.
Why is it necessary to have something so dense in order to separate?
I sense that it's the same with all of us, that we've all experienced that density, and we are working our way through to show willingness to connect with all that is, to recognize the absorption and the interaction that goes back and forth between us being and just all assimilated. But we have free will.
Yes.
And wherever we decide to draw that line of allowing the light and the expansiveness of this, we are allowed it. I just don't know why anybody would want to, other than fear.
So I'd like for you to see how this separation goes, how this light affects those inhabitants on the planet.
It's almost as if it burns because it's too brilliant for them to accept. And we're all at gradient points of that anyway in our ascension. But the ones that want to anchor everything down into this density can't, they can no longer anchor down those that aren't of that material anymore.
So notice how those that are the light workers are affected by this.
It's the space in between.
Tell me about that.
There's maybe a little tinge of sadness when you're on the precipice between being in the density and choosing consciously and continuing to choose consciously moment by moment by moment to be of that light fabric. It's that little area in between where you just can't let go yet because you're not sure you can look into the sun without burning up. Well, it's okay to burn up. We're burning away the density.
Yes.
And we're being freed to continue to ascend and to become lighter, more expansive, more free.
Yeah, so I'd like for you to connect and let's get some guidance for the light workers, some direction on working with this new earth that is going to be separated.
Recognize the fullness of the lightness. Allow it to whatever degree you can, and then allow a little more, and a little more, and a lot more. And as you do, it's as if we seek to want to turn back and gaze one more time back. Is everybody okay back there? Are you doing all right?
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to continue to look the other direction toward the ascension and put full focus there. And allow the gradient in between that heavier, darker area and this lighter area to be of its own matter.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a way to have a hand into that area to feed that light, and that's through giving Gaia and sister planet the light that we're able to emanate. There it goes again. Hi. Okay, I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
That one's zipping back and forth again. But as we feed that white, strong energy into Gaia to help her, we're helping those who decide to awaken to this light, to even take a little pinhole of that light into their own being or their heart, that will start the ascension.
Wonderful.
And the more we feed into Gaia and her sister from these places and allow ourselves to be expansive, the more pinholes of light are available to that center point and to those who are in the darker point.
So how do you handle a situation where a light worker is looking at those that they love who are in the denser vibration? How can they help?
If you're in body and on this planet, we start there.
Mm-hmm.
The same way to emanate that energy, that light energy to Gaia and sister planet, emanate it throughout the being, the body. It goes beyond the constructs of the arms, the legs. It is an energetic field. Walk with it, emanate it. There needs to be no conversation to try and wake someone up. That is not the point. You spread that light. You allow more in, allow more out. Walk with it, live with it, breathe with it. Every chance you get.
Very good. Very good. So Glynda has a question about crystalline energy. And I'm going to strike my tuning fork, which is the crystal resonator. And this is effective in vibrating that crystalline structure within our body. And when I strike it, I want you to go ahead and begin to feel the vibration of it. And begin to tell me what direction Glynda should do with this energy. As this vibration is felt,
I recognize it. I recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
When Lisa and I were allowed to see behind the veil, when I first dropped my physical body, and the white light that shot out, the flame that shot out, it is of that same matter. I was probably a more junior flame than the crystalline energy by far, but we're the same.
Yes. So tell me more about this.
Yes.
How do we work with this energy?
I know this energy. I've worked with it before.
Yes.
It's pliable. I feel it.
Yes. How can Glynda work with this energy in her everyday life?
Healing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the apex of the healing energy. It is strong.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. I can feel it. It's like heat.
So let's begin by using that pliable crystalline energy to send it to the areas in Glynda's body that need rejuvenating. Begin with the top of her head, and let's begin to flow it down. And notice what happens. Mm-hmm. Make sure you take it down to your knees. Very good. What is it that Glynda needs to know about this flame that she saw herself be when she had that experience in the desert?
It's now manifest.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go somewhere to get it. You can let more in. It's right here. You can feel it. It's in the heel of your palms. And it's available to spread and to use of the highest order with great care and reverence and humbleness and gentleness. That's huge.
Yes. And why is it that it has taken so long for Glynda to finally receive all of this information?
Wasn't ready.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of life to live.
Yes. So moving forward now, how can Glynda use this?
For healing.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Does the soul anticipate many changes in Glynda's life? now that she has this?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Very good. What advice or message do you have for Glynda now that she's re-experienced this in a full waking state?
Welcome. Let's go.
Very good. Very good. And is there any other message or important information that you would like to convey at this time for those who are struggling with this density?
In your darkest hour, look up. As expansive as you could possibly imagine. It's beyond that. It's safe. It's glorious.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you just look up a little bit, it's there.
Yes. Is there any way that we can prepare for this?
Open
Mm-hmm.
to as much as you can imagine. Open. Allow this light. Conversely, when we try and hold on to something, this is not that place. This is open-handed, open being. The more you open, the more the muscle relaxes and is capable of taking in more. Let it come. And don't hold on to it. Emanate it outward. You don't want to short circuit the physical body by holding on to the light. It must be moved all the time. It's not stationary. Move it. Spread it.
By holding on to the light, can you be more specific as to what that means?
Don't allow the body to be a boundary to contain the light. Allow the light to emanate outside the body all the way through. It starts inside, but there's no boundary there. It just continues to move and move and move. Don't push someone who's not ready. Don't tell someone how to do it, what to do. Be it. That's how you do it. Just be it and emanate it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Is there anything else, or do you feel that we have addressed all the issues that Glynda wanted to address today?
I'm just so grateful. Mm-hmm. Everything addressed.
Wonderful. 5, wide awake, completely alert, feeling wonderful all over. Welcome back.
Wow. Oh, gosh.
How are you feeling?
Like I got an e-ticket ride.
Are you buzzing?
I am buzzing. Yes, I am.
Wow. Wow. I think we covered everything.
And then some.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
How long do you think this was? Was it fast for you?
Like half an hour?
We're on about an hour and 16 minutes right now.
Whew.
A little bit longer.
Oh my gosh. Can I sit up?
Absolutely.
Oh, good. Oh. Oh. I feel like Gumby. I have to push the continue button there. Now I can see you. Oh, I am lightheaded.
think we covered everything, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That crystalline one really, that crystalline tuning fork is pretty powerful.
No kidding. I feel like the heel, the palm of my hands have like blown up. I mean, physically they are puffed up.
Wow.
Whew.
Wow.
Oh, Alba.
I think your questions were answered.
Oh, I don't know what to say. I just don't.
Was it good for you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got so much material to work with to.
Yeah. And I can assume, and it's not good to assume, but you were getting a lot more than you were saying.
I think I was. Yeah, yeah. Oh, God, I would have to be. It was like, it was so clear. The pictures were so clear, especially toward the end. It was like,
Wow.
yeah.
That's great.
Sorry, I'm still shaky.
No, it's okay. It
I
takes a
mean, it's
while.
good. It's just, I don't
It,
want you to worry.
no, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. This is normal. Any experience you have after this is really normal because you've just gone through a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot.
So is this something you want to share with the public?
I I certainly can. I don't know what kind of goofy things I did, but as far as, I mean,
Well, if you decide to put it out there, and I think there was nothing private in there.
I didn't feel like there was either. It just,
Yeah.
no, I already know it's okay.
Yeah.
I know it is.
Let everybody know because during this session we did go to specific places. And just to let everybody know, this was about lucid dreams that you had. You
Hmm.
had a few lucid dreams, one about going to this elder council with the boxes,
Right,
and the other
right.
one was going to another place with a cylinder.
Yes,
And you wanted to find out what that was all about.
I sure did. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure there's more to come about what that's about as I can expand
Yes.
my ability to absorb what they offer. It's like,
Yes.
oh, but now I feel like there's places and spaces I can connect to. I can ground to
Hmm.
go. It all makes so much sense. Yeah.
The advice about being the light, and the fact that there is a splitting of the energies on Earth right now, with the density. How did that
That's
feel?
why the two planets. That I couldn't figure out why I was getting two
Okay.
planets that
So tell me
similarly
about
look like
that.
Earth.
Tell me about that. Now that you have it in your mind.
Well, it's like it's the splitting of the two realities. Not that there are only two, but there needs to be a splitting off because we can't we can't keep living as if we're fighting another group of us that are choosing to live in a more dense kind of a lifestyle, lifetime,
Mhm.
awareness level. Um, we have no right to keep them from it, but we can't live in that same space without being at war with something, and
Mhm.
that's not necessary.
Right.
It's setting an intention and choosing a direction, and there's nowhere for anyone to go, so things can split off.
It's an
It's
energy. It's a
yeah,
vibration that you're in. You choose a vibration, whether you're in the vibration of that dense, dark life or a lighter life, right?
right,
Yeah. Yeah.
right,
Wow. It
yeah.
was it was good. It was a good session.
I'll say.
Wow. So you want to tell everybody where you're from?
Oh yeah, I'm from Cambria, California, and it's the Central Coast, which is like the ocean's right there, and yet we're in a Monterey pine forest of all
Wow.
the dualities, it's like, it's like I get to go out and hug one of my pine trees. They're not mine, but
Yeah,
I do that sometimes, and
that's beautiful.
I
That's
walk out and my feet are on Gaia with pine needles and oak leaves, and it's like, how
beautiful.
did I get so fortunate? Jeez.
Yeah. And now the energy from your palms, that was pretty intense, huh?
Yeah, and I think there's a huge responsibility of being very conscious of how to use that. This is not something to mess around with. This is like freaking strong stuff. I mean,
I'm sure you'll be guided
thank you.
to how do you use it. It always have faith that once you set an intention, once you're given a tool and you set an intention, you will be guided. Just like I'm guided with the tuning forks.
Yeah.
It's an intention that I set. Guide me to the next one. I don't usually, for example, use the crystalline tuning fork in my sessions, but today it was like, okay, I'm going to use that one today because it has to be done. It just,
I like that. I didn't even know there was one for crystalline energy, so I just know it intensified immediately. It was like, whoa.
right, right. And you have to understand that it's not like it's you're being guided by your own higher self, by your guides, by your angels. Once you have that just innate knowing, everything just flows beautifully.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened in this session, that you just were told, just relax into this energy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and there's not always something you're supposed to be doing.
Just be it.
Yeah, be it.
Just be it. Be the light. Be the energy. It was great.
It's
I thought this session was really great.
true.
It was very peaceful. It was very calming. It was very educational, at the same
For
time.
me, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So I just want to let everybody know that Glynda got this session through my newsletter. This is how you
Yes.
get my session. Um, and you're the second one from the family that I've had a session with. We had a
Yes.
several years ago with her sister. That was when I lived in Miami. So now we get to go on Zoom. So all you have to do is sign up for my newsletter. It comes out about once a month. I send out a little link on that newsletter for a calendar, and those are the appointments for the month. So I have very few appointments each month. So please be patient. If it's meant for you, you will get a session, just like Glynda did. Okay, you were waiting for a while, weren't you,
Oh
Glynda?
my gosh. I At least a couple years, and I just, each time I would click in, I'd try and be available whenever the newsletter said, go do it.
Yeah.
And it would always go, sorry, no appointments available. And I was like, darn it. But, and of course, we signed up for the your session,
The
the
gathering.
LA gathering. But that was the in-person one right before you came back from Peru. And then we couldn't have it. So
Exactly.
this was the time.
This is the
I,
time. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So you were also able to experience a past life regression in that gathering too.
Yes, yeah.
So this is a good way for, if you're wondering, you've never had a hypnosis session before, you have no idea how it feels, just go to one of my gatherings. It's an 8-hour event. I do a lot of different activities with the folks there. It's a small group, so I get to interact with each person, and you get to do 2 regressions. And I don't get to walk you through it, but at least you get an opportunity to know what it feels like to be hypnotized, right?
Yes, yeah. And it actually helped me a great deal to get into a space with you today
That's what happens.
quickly.
Well,
It
that's
was,
the law of attraction. Once you are in the vibration of something, it's much easier to be in the vibration of it, because and so
yeah,
those I that's one of the things when people come to a gathering, it's more odds for them to get a session than someone who hasn't been around me, because they've already
because,
been in my vibration. They already know what it feels like. So once it comes up, it's very easy for them to get a session.
mhm,
So it's just that's the law of attraction.
yeah,
So thank you very much for sharing this, Glynda. And
Thank you, Alba.
yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. I know that you were probably on the edge of your seats listening to all of this. And I hope I get to meet you either at a gathering or
I do
a,
too.
yeah, a frequency session. Sign up. We have hour-long sessions where I go through all the chakras, and that's a great experience too. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Much love to you.
Thank you, Alba.
Bye bye.
Bye.